Buongiorno e ciao a tutti, I'm Aaron here at 99 Problemi. Today I have a video for you on the presente indicativo, continuing this series about verbs in the present tense in Italian. Today I'm looking at irregular ERE verbs, just essere and avere. So a good beginner lesson. This is a concept that you'll probably get in the first week or two of your beginner courses in Italian. These are two extremely important verbs for you to learn early on, and they're extremely useful. They form a number of idiomatic expressions, like talking about being thirsty or hungry, right? Aver sete, aver fame, and you'll find them also useful in forming other verb tenses. I think there are several compound verb tenses that use essere and avere as what are called auxiliary verbs or helping verbs to form those tenses. Specifically, the present tense is used to form the passato prossimo in Italian, which is the past tense, the present perfect, which is an extremely useful verb tense to know how to control. So you need the present tense in order to learn how to form that. Okay, so let's get right on to the conjugating, and after this slide, you'll see a bunch of exercises to do in conjugating these two verbs. First are the subject pronouns and the forms of essere that go with them. For those who don't know, the subject pronouns are io, I, tu, you, singular, lui, lei, and also lei with a capital L, that is the he, she, and you formal. Noi is we, voi is you all, and loro is they. Okay, I won't emphasize those because Italians don't emphasize them unless they are trying to emphasize who is doing the verb, who is the subject of the verb, that is. So if an Italian wanted to say, I'm Italian, they say sono italiano. They wouldn't necessarily say io sono italiano unless they want to emphasize the fact that they are Italian. So maybe they might say io sono italiano e tu sei americano. That is to emphasize and draw contrast. So then you do use the io and the tu, but most of the time they don't use it. It's kind of inauthentic to do so. At any rate, the forms of essere are sono, se, e, siamo, siete, sono. Sono, se, e, siamo, siete, sono. I am, you are, he, she, it, and you formal e is. We are, you all are, and they are. You'll notice that they don't get more irregular than essere. That there's no similarities even between the stem up there of s and the verb endings as they are. I've highlighted the verb endings there in white to show you that they are similar to other verb endings. So if you know those regular verb endings and even the irregular verb endings, you'll see that they don't deviate too much from that the o, I, iamo, ete, ono pattern. But they do it in a different way with a totally different stem here. Also to point out with essere, the io and the loro forms are the same. So you really have to rely on context to figure out which one is being presented to you. Obviously, if the subject pronoun is there, the io or the loro, that's easily taken care of and understanding. But if there's no io or loro there, as is often the case, you have to look at the words around it, or just the general context. And what I mean by looking at the words around it, let's say somebody says sono italiano, you know there's one person, because the o on the adjective tells you that it's sono in the sense of I am, because it's saying I, one person, am Italian. Now if they said sono italiani with an I at the end, then you would have to say, you would know that that is a plural. They're talking about many Italians. Another thing to point out here is the e with the accent, a grave accent. It's important here that it's grave and not acuto. It's also important that you put that accent on there, because if you just make an unaccented e, that is the conjunction and. Okay, so e with the accent, the grave accent, sloping downwards, is, and without the accent is and. Okay? And then avere, which is o, I, a, abbiamo, avete, hanno. So I have, you have, he has, we have, you all have, and they have. And what's striking about avere is that it's one of these rare words when conjugated have h's on the front. There aren't too many like that. So it's important to keep that silent. It's a common beginner mistake to say ho, hi, ha. Okay, so don't do that. Say o, I, a, abbiamo, avete, hanno. And I just put this box around abbiamo and avete to show you that this is one of these verbs that acts a little bit different in the noi and voi form, these quote-unquote boot-shaped verbs. There is no H in front of it. It doesn't change the pronunciation between these different forms, so it just changes how you write it. And also there's a double end on the loro form, which is consistent with other irregular verbs in Italian. So, on to the present tense for these present tense exercises. So all you have to do is conjugate the verb for the given subject. 1 through 10 are all essere, and 11 through 20 are avere. The first one is sei, and that's just the to conjugation of essere, so you are. At this point you should pause the video and conjugate these out however you like. The arrow pointing in number 3 is pointing at that pink or magenta minus sign that just means to make the verb negative. So just write a non in front of the verb, that's N-O-N, and that turns it negative. So if I wanted to make number 1 negative, I would write non sei, you are not. Okay, so for number 2, io, that is I, am, that is sono. 3 is tu non sei, you are not. 4 is noi, siamo. 5 is the negative form, which is non siamo. 6 is siete. Loro, for number 7, is sono. 8 is lui non è. He is not. 9 is è, which is she is. 10 is io sono. 11. Now we're on to avere, the verb to have. Lui non ha, he doesn't have. 12 is tu non hai, you don't have. 13 is noi abbiamo. 14 is io ho, I have. 15 loro hanno, they have. 16 is the you formal, you have, where you want to show respect. You say lei ha, that is lei ha, you have. And 17 is tu hai, that is another you have, but the informal this time. 18 is lei ha, she has. 19 is voi avete, you all have. And 20 is io non ho, I don't have. Great. Okay, grazie mille. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to leave a comment, those are always helpful. Any likes for the video here, and just leave those comments down in the comment field. They're always appreciated. And if you'd like to follow me on Facebook or Twitter, it's at 99 Problemi, and you can also check out the website at 99problemi.com. And grazie mille.